everyone, welcome back to Frost and Polish on YouTube. My name is Margaret. Thank you for clicking on this video today. Today I'm going to be showing you my everyday makeup routine with some of my favorite makeup products, as well as trying out a couple new skincare products on camera for you guys. So if you're new here and you haven't already subscribed, please be sure to hit subscribe before watching further. And as always, be sure to go follow me over on Instagram as well. I'm just at Frost and Polish over there. So if you'd like to see how I created this soft and everyday makeup look, just keep on watching. So I have absolutely nothing on my face right now. I just took a shower and didn't wash my hair, so I just have it pulled back so you guys can see what I'm doing, and I'll pin my bangs back in a second when I do my face makeup. The first step in my makeup routine every day, both in the morning when I get out of the shower, but also in the evening after I've washed my face, is to use a face spray. And I have a ton of different ones I like, but I actually have a new product today that I haven't used yet that's gonna kind of be a first impressions from one of my favorite skincare brands, Derma E. And they sent these products to me last week, so I really wanted to try them on camera for you guys as part of my routine, since I already use a face spray as is. So I'm just gonna use a little clip here to clip my bangs back because... So these are the facial sprays that Derma E sent me. They're their new Skin Beneficial Mist, which are meant to be mood enhancing, and there's 3 different ones. And the cool thing about these products is that there's essential oils in them. So they have chamomile, rosemary, lemon, peppermint, and others. And then they have mood enhancing adaptogens, which I'm not really sure what that means, but I think it's probably just some sort of skincare ingredient that, you know, has calming effects. That's natural based, and then of course are, you know, based in a water base. So the 3 ones are Create, which is the screen packaging one, Uplift here, which is more orange, and I think I'm gonna use this one today. It's called Calm, and I'm interested to see how these all smell, so I think I might do that first and spray them. Ooh, this one smells nice. It almost smells like cucumber, but the mist seems really fine, which I really like. And then this is the Uplift one. Ooh. Okay, this one seems like it's leaking a little bit, but that might have been my fault. This one's a little bit more like sort of citrusy. Sort of like a orange scent, but not like fake orange. And then Create. Oh, that one's nice. I can tell this one definitely has like eucalyptus or something in it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna use the one that I first sprayed, the Calm one, because I like the way that one smells the best. The packaging on the back does say that you can use these for both face and body, and with all skincare products, if you have more sensitive skin or you have allergies to different skincare ingredients, definitely recommend doing a patch treatment. You can do that on your hand, or if it's something you're going to spray on your face, you can do a little bit of the product on your neck before putting it all over your face. I use a lot of Derma E products a lot, and don't really have any products that my face reacts with, so I'm just going to go ahead and spray this on my face. But you could always just test on the body first before doing that. And they are 1 fluid ounce, so they are travel friendly for TSA. Oh, that smells really good. I can't place what it is. I think it's cucumber, but I really like the way that feels and smells. The mist is fine, but I would say that this is not a product you would want to spray on top of your makeup. I have other sprays we will use to set the makeup and just refresh the makeup throughout the day. So I think the mist on these it's not intended for this, you know. It doesn't say it anywhere in the materials that I got with them or on the packaging to use them after makeup. A lot of skin mists will say prep, prime, and set, so, you know, if it doesn't say that, I wouldn't recommend spraying it on top of your makeup, especially since there's oils in this. Oils can sometimes break down certain products, so you wouldn't want to spray that on top of your makeup. My skin feels good. It doesn't particularly feel hydrated, which is fine because I have other primers and moisturizers that I'm going to be using before we get started, but just wanted to share these with you guys. I'm going through a declutter of all my makeup right now and skincare, so I'm probably only going to keep one of these or two, maybe the Calm and whichever other one I like, and then probably pass one of the other ones off to a friend. But yes, thank you so much, Derma E, for sending me those. Like I mentioned, these were gifted to me from Derma E and the team over there. So thank you guys so much. And hopefully I can incorporate more of the products they send me. I get stuff about once a month from them, and I always just like try it out and put it in my drawer, and then I don't film a video on it or include it in a video. So I'm gonna try to do that more often now. The next thing I always apply in the morning is a facial serum, and the one I'm currently using right now is from the brand Hey Honey, and it's called the Good Morning Honey Silk Facial Serum. So I really like the serum a lot. It's not very watery. It's nice and substantial, and frankly makes my face feel very hydrated, to the point where I could almost just do this instead of a moisturizer. So I go ahead and just kind of massage that into my face, especially in the areas where I have dryness, which is right here in my T-zone area and my nose. Okay, so that's that facial serum, and then I do also apply an eye cream most days. Sometimes I'm lazy and I don't, but I'm currently trying to finish up this sample of Origins Ginseng Refreshing Eye Cream to Brighten and Depuff, which is one of my favorite eye creams from another really great skincare brand, Origins, that you can get at Sephora. So that is just a mini travel size of that. So just go ahead and apply that right to my under eye area. You don't want to apply eye cream all over your lid. Sometimes I put it a little bit over here where there can be kind of wrinkles forming, just to kind of help with that. But I use my ring finger to apply it because that is your weakest finger, and I just kind of massage that in gently, gently, gently. And then last but not least, I am going to moisturize my face with this it's actually a primer. It's from ColourPop. It's from their Pretty Fresh line. It's their Hydrating Hyaluronic Acid Primer. I love this stuff just as a moisturizer. It's amazing. This is my second bottle of it. I love it so much. It feels so good. I've been trying to put less product in general on my forehead since I have bangs. I haven't really gotten too bad breakouts there because I am putting a lot of product in my bangs with like pomade and gel and stuff. So I've been trying not to do too much foundation and concealer up there. I used to go crazy with the concealer in between my brows and stuff, but I've been doing less of that. So that is it. My face is primed and prepped and ready for makeup. One recommendation I have that I've noticed with this primer is if you're gonna go in with a tinted moisturizer or just some concealer, it can slide around if you don't let this absorb into your skin, because this is very hydrating, almost like a moisturizer. So I am gonna go ahead and do my brows first and then see how it's feeling on my face before I apply my face products. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows, and you can do your makeup in whatever order you want. This is just what works best for me on a regular basis. I usually go in with my brow powder or pencil, or if I'm using like a brow stain first, and then I usually wait to put my brow gel on later until after I've put like powder and foundation, just because sometimes those products can get stuck in the gel. If I'm just gonna do brows and mascara and all that, I'll just do all my brows at once. Maybe I'm gonna pop a little bit of eyeshadow on. So yeah, that's usually my process. And then depending on what kind of eye look I'm doing, I'll either do my face or my eyes first. And I'm still not sure what I'm gonna do today, so we're gonna find out. So I'm gonna use a couple brow products. First, I am gonna go in with a brow pencil. Let me just start off by saying, you might look at my brows and say, you don't need to do anything with your brows. Are you crazy? Yes, I have very full brows, and I know some people don't. So this is what works for me, and you can use any of these techniques regardless of your brow shape. You might just have to go in with other products. So please be sure to let me know in the comments down below if you want to see a brow tutorial, or if you want to see me do a brow tutorial while I do it on someone else, whatever the case is, or if you just have questions. I'd love to chat with you about brow products because I've tried them all. And I have friends that, you know, don't have as full brows as me that I've given recommendations for or to. So my main area of concern is right here on this brow. Oops. I kind of over plucked here and I let my brows grow out more towards the middle of my face here, and these brow hairs just don't want to grow. So they're kind of, if you look at them like this, a little like uneven. Yeah, you can see there's like a little like spot there. So I do like to go in regardless of what I'm doing and kind of get that area with a pencil. And today I'm going to be using, what is this called? The Benefit Precisely My Brow. This is in the shade 3.5. So this is, I think, a mini, maybe like a deluxe sample. And what I'm just gonna do is I just brushed my brow hairs out with just a regular old spoolie brush, just to kind of get them all in place where I want them. And then I can kind of see where I have like sparse areas like up here, and then of course this area here. So I am gonna start over here, and this is a twist up pen. I'm just going to kind of start at the base of the brow and start filling that in with short flicks, that sparse area. But I'm not like going in with like a heavy line. Sometimes I'll do a very faint line out to where I want it to be, just so that I can see kind of to make them the most even. That honestly is the hardest part for me now, is to get them at the same angle. And this pencil is a little lighter than my brow hair, so it's not as harsh, which is helpful in making this look a little bit more natural. Right, so we're just kind of continuing on doing little brow strokes. And then what I'm going to do is on this side, on this brow, I'm just going to kind of mimic that a little bit, to, even though it's more full, to even that all out and make it look the same. All right, and then as you're kind of applying that, it's good to go lightly in with the spoolie and just lightly pull. You don't want to completely undo what you just did by pulling that spoolie through, because it can drag the product, but here's the way. But just to kind of blend a little bit to see how much more you need. All right, that's looking pretty good. So next up, the product I'm going to use to kind of fill in the rest of my brows is a brow powder. And I think that this is an unsung hero of the brow world for people. They see people using brow pomades like Dip Brow from Anastasia Beverly Hills or the Brow Wiz, and they're like, I need that. I have to use a pencil. You really don't necessarily do to fill in your whole brows. That can kind of look a little harsh depending on what color hair you have and what kind of skin undertones you have. So brow powder is a really great way to give a more soft look to your brows. It's not that like angular, sharp, you know, Instagram brow. So the one I'm using is from Pure Cosmetics. It's called Browder, and let me check. I'm actually not sure they have this anymore. Okay, they do still have it. Okay, perfect. And it's actually 50% off on the Pure Cosmetics website right now. So that's fun and good to know. Ooh, this is really tiny. I'm using the shade Brunette, and this is kind of messy, so I'm gonna open it over here so I can show you guys the wand. But the cool thing about this product is it comes on this little like silicone applicator. There we go. So you guys can see that. It's like kind of pointed. So silicone, it's really easy to kind of apply, and it's bendy. It's not, you know, hard, so you can like move it around. This does have fallout, and since I have to use a dark color, I am doing this before I do my face makeup. So I'm just gonna kind of go through sparingly and brush upwards in the direction my brow hairs grow and kind of fill in any spots that need it. So you can see how that looks. Like this side is way more filled in up here at the arch of my brow, and then over here it's just like a little sparse. So this is a really nice way to lightly add a little bit more color that, like I said, is soft. And they have these little fibers in here that almost like mimic hair, so that's also a cool feature. Okay, sorry, my camera rudely decided to stop filming, so I'm gonna have to investigate why that happened after. But what I was saying was I'm gonna do brow gel later, but I am gonna go ahead and move on to my eyes because I'm not sure what kind of eyeshadow I'm gonna put on yet, and it might have a little bit of fallout. So I'm gonna be using this new palette that I got recently. And so this is from NYX Cosmetics. It is the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina Part 3 Spellbook eyeshadow palette. And so this palette is massive, but also like everything I've ever wanted in a palette. So I was really excited when they came out with this. Just really pretty shades. I absolutely love everything in this palette. And then down here they have 3 face shades or face products as well. So 2 blushes and kind of like a highlight shade. It's a little deep for me for a highlight, but also still really pretty. In this palette, if you do get it, you'll want to take a look on the back here. There is kind of some information about the shades that are considered pigments and not to be used in the immediate eye area. That's not to say you can't use them, but they have to put that in there based on some of the products and the ingredients that are in there. So I've been staying away from those right now, but I have used this a bit so far, mostly just like the neutrals and some of the shimmer shades, but really gorgeous palette and just really cute packaging. Cute packaging if you like Sabrina, and I've been keeping it back here. Oh, you guys can't see right there. I've stacked up that aren't over there. They're kind of my oversized palette, so I've been keeping that over there. But before we get into that, I'm going to be priming my eyes. I always prime my eyes with eyeshadow primer, and I'm going to be using the Milani eyeshadow primer. It's called 01 Nude is the shade. And I find this to be pretty similar to the Urban Decay primer potion, if you've ever used that one. And I just get a small dollop, very small bit on my hand, and just kind of dab that on my eyes with my finger. So I let that sit for a couple seconds or so while I decide what I'm gonna do with my eyes. I should have mentioned this before, but if you don't have this palette, of course you can create this look with other shades and other palettes. I'm mostly gonna go with a more neutral eye look, so you can totally recreate that with another palette. But first up, I am gonna go into this shade here. Oh gosh, I just stuck my hand in that. In this shade, I just stuck my hand in the shade called Dark Baptism. Whoops. Oh, I stuck my finger in that. Whoopsies. All right, I'm gonna go into this shade here. It's called a Harrowing. It's kind of like a warmer brown shade. I'm just gonna get that on this fluffy synthetic brush. I was tapped off my eyeshadow brush so there's not too much fallout. And then what I'm gonna do here is I'm really gonna focus this color all on my crease area, which is this space between your lid and your brow bone area here. And I'm just going to go kind of all over and diffuse that color with this fluffy brush, which is why I'm using this not as much of a precision brush. I like this color because it really warms up the eye area for my skin tone. I like to take my eyeshadow color all the way out here, find that it really opens the eye up by pulling it all the way down to the tail of the brow. And if your brows don't come all the way down there, you just take it out as far as your brow hair extends there. I'm gonna actually go into a shade I haven't used before, this kind of baby pink shade here called Sweet 16. I'm gonna use a little bit more of a precision blending brush. It's still fluffy, and actually this might be a natural hair brush, and I'm just gonna dip into that shade there, that pink shade. Pretty. It's coming off very pink on the brush, like hot pink, so we'll see how this goes. But I'm just gonna focus that like right on the lid area. Yeah, that's very pink, but it's pretty too. And then kind of diffuse that out to blend it with the first shade we put down. I actually don't have any palettes anymore that are NYX Cosmetics, so when I bought this I was a little nervous about what the shadow quality would be like, but I have to say I really like this formula. I'm not sure if this is what all their palettes are like. I've heard good things, but I only tried one of their kind of like cream eyeshadow palettes that they came out with, and then I ended up decluttering that. So taking a little bit more of that brown shade on that same brush and just going over the area that where the two shades meet. All right, cool. I'm taking a third brush now because I can. And this is just kind of like a shading brush. And I'm gonna go, into this, what's it called? Truth Cake, right up here. This kind of bright off-white shade. There's actually a pure white matte shade in here. But this is kind of more a brow bone highlight, matte brow bone highlight color. And I'm just gonna focus this right here in the arch of my brow, not all the way across. And then kind of take that fluffy, diffuser brush again and smooth that out. Pretty. All right. I do really simple eye looks most days, and today is no different. I'm trying to decide if I want to add a little bit of shimmer. Okay, I'm actually going to go in with this shade up here. It's a little bit more cool toned, this Eternal Bliss shade. It's not really showing up well on camera. There we go. The shade does swatch to be a little bit more pink, so I'm going to use that as a little bit of shimmer on the lid, and I'm just going to go in with my finger and put that all over the lid. Pretty. That's nice. It kind of makes that pink tone down a little and make it look a little bit more blended with the look. All right, and then I'm just going to pick up a little bit more of that Sweet 16 pink on that same fluffy, more precise fluffy brush and kind of smooth out the edges there. You can also spray your like a flat shader brush with a setting mist or a prepping mist to make that shadow stick a little bit better or have a little bit more of a foiled effect, but I'm going for a little bit more of a simple look today. my face primer is feeling a lot more tacky and absorbed to my skin, so I can go ahead in with my tinted moisturizer. Sometimes I just wear concealer too, instead of foundation or tinted moisturizer, so you can definitely do that as well. But I am gonna go in with my favorite face product right now. This is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer. So this actually goes with this primer. You of course can buy them separately. This comes in a bunch of different shades from ColourPop. You can say I've been loving it a lot. I've used a lot of this product up. So I'm just gonna take a couple pumps. Oh, this is shade Light 8N. They have some really nice shade selections for different skin undertones as well, which is nice. And I honestly just take this on my fingers and smooth it out over my face. Not worried about it being perfect because I do smooth it with a brush after. This product leaves such a nice and dewy finish. I love it so much. And all right, I'm actually gonna go in with this. I think it's meant for it's meant for your eyes, but I use it for concealer. And I'm going to conceal my under eye area with this Pretty Vulgar Undercover Little White Lies concealer in the shade 60. I got this in my BoxyCharm, and it actually has been a product I've been enjoying. It's a little more sheer than the ColourPop concealer, but still gives you nice coverage. For that everyday look. All right, see, that looks really nice there. And I do take this moment to kind of tone down how far out I went with my shadow. I just kind of blend lightly into the eyeshadow here with my concealer to give that really nice and blended look. And then I usually, oops, you guys can't see what I'm doing. I usually put some eyeshadow on my lower lash line as well, which I'll show you guys in a second. All right, so that is my face done, and I am gonna go ahead and just set lightly with powder. I'm gonna use two different powders here. First up, I'm gonna use the ColourPop pressed, what is this called? No Filter Sheer Pressed Powder in the shade Medium. And I'm just gonna use this like little luxy, it's actually a highlighter brush. That's okay. And I'm just gonna kind of kind of dust that powder all over my face. I like to use a pressed powder as opposed to a loose powder, but if you prefer loose powder, go for it. I just find pressed ones are easier and they don't dry my skin out as much. And then I'm gonna go in with the Kat Von D Lock It pressed powder. There we go, in the shade Light. If you used a brightening under eye concealer, you don't want to go in with a face powder that's the color of your foundation, because that's gonna undo all that brightening work you did. So I recommend to go in with a shade lighter than your regular foundation shade, or something that better matches that concealer, or just a translucent setting powder. It just adds a little bit of brightness. Here under eye, my camera is really bright night. Also, you guys might not even be able to tell what I'm doing. All right, that's a little bit better. But as you can see, my under eye dark circles and freckles are not completely covered. It's one of the things I like about this tinted moisturizer. My skin still looks like skin. And then I just use this powder in other areas I want to brighten. Okay, so not only earlier did my camera stop recording, but then my battery just died. So I just had to take a break and let it charge for a little bit. So we'll see if we can get to the end of this video before it dies. But while I was waiting, I did go ahead and bronze my face with the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is one of my most loved bronzers, obviously, as you can tell. And I just use this really big fluffy brush to apply this just right here in kind of the my cheek area here above my cheekbones, and then here around my forehead. That's just out of habit. I have bangs now, so you can't see that area, but that's where I usually bronze. Under my lip, on my nose, and then down my neck here. So I just did that, and then I went back into that Sabrina palette and I did blend the two blushes together, Harvey and Nick Scratch, and then kind of applied that with this kind of like stippling blush brush, which I really like, from Luxie. It's a duo fiber brush. It just allows for really nice application, and I just kind of applied that mostly in the apples of my cheeks and then up a little bit on the sides. So that is what I have done now. I am going to go in with a little bit of highlighter. This is the Essence Pure Nude highlighter in the shade 10. And I think I'm just going to use that same Luxie brush I used before, which is a highlighter brush. And this is a really nice subtle highlight. It looks very beaming on the camera there. There you go. That's more of an accurate representation of the shade. Just really focus that right here at the high points of my cheeks, just for a little bit of glow. And on my forehead a little bit. Again, that's out of habit. I like to use a bigger fluffy brush for highlight as opposed to kind of one of these more like precision or even something like this that people use. I just find this to make it look a little bit more natural. A little bit on my nose. The tip of my nose a little bit. Really nice, pretty glow. And I always put some right here on the top of my lip as well. Go back and forth whether or not I do it on my chin. I'm not going to today. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply some brow gel. This is a tinted brow gel from ColourPop in dark brown. You can also use a clear brow gel or no brow gel. It's up to you. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do lower lash line on my eyes. Yes, this is what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go in with, I go back and forth. Sometimes I use a really teeny tiny brush like that. And then sometimes I use kind of like a more fluffy pencil brush, which I'm gonna use. This is from Morphe. And I'm just gonna kind of go in the order that I used the eyeshadow on my upper lid area. So first in with that brown. And then a little bit of that brow bone shade in the kind of inner corner, and dragging that about halfway in and not getting that in your eyeball. And then I'm gonna avoid putting the pink shade there because my eyes are watering a little bit and I'm wondering if they're sensitive to that pink shade. So I'm not going to put that down there. I'm not gonna do any eyeliner today. I go back and forth. Sometimes I just use like a pencil liner. Oh, I was like, where are my eyelash curlers? Oh, this one hair just wants to hang out. That's fun. All right, I'm just gonna curl my lashes and apply the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara in, I think this is called, yeah, it's just Carbon Black. L'Oreal has a bunch of mascaras that you can't go wrong with, and you can use, of course, a brown mascara if you want, or even a clear mascara if you have very dark lashes. Or if you want to have light lashes, that's fine too. You do whatever you want. Colored mascara, just go for it. No mascara. I find that curling your lashes always helps. Even if you're not going to put any mascara on, you just want to be makeup free for the day, you can just put, you can just kind of curl your lashes a little bit. You could even put a little clear mascara on to have them hold in place. Oh shoot, I normally put my setting spray on before I do my mascara. Whoops. So we'll just hang out for a few minutes here. Sometimes I do a little of a white or off-white eyeliner in my waterline, but since my eyes are already watering, we're just not gonna do that. So next up I'm gonna do lips, and I'm just gonna do a very simple lip look like I normally would for day to day, just a lip liner and a nice tinted lip gloss. So this lip liner is from Essence as well. Very, very affordable. What is this called? Oh, it's shade In the Nude 11. So I'm just gonna use that all over my lips. And oh, I do have a little bit of this Laneige lip sleeping mask on. I wear this both at night and during the day. It's my favorite lip treatment, and I use it like lip balm. So yeah, I like to fill my whole lips in with the lip liner. It helps the lip gloss kind of stay longer. And then this is actually ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip. This is from the Disney Designer Collection. It's the shade Boo. It's this very pretty pink that I think will go very well with the eyes. And then what I would do is just kind of keep this with me throughout the day, as well as the Kat Von D Blot-It powder. And I would just hold these in my purse and use them for touch-ups throughout the day. But I like this ColourPop gloss because it does stay on my lips for a while and isn't too sticky or thick. Okay, so I think my mascara has had time to dry. And so I have two setting sprays here that I use depending on what's going on. If I was going to be going like to the office or something like that where I really want my makeup to last for a while, or out to brunch or something like that, I would go in with this Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. But since I'm not really doing much for the rest of the day, I'm just going to go in with the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Setting Mist, which goes with the other two products I showed you already. And this mist is very, very fine. It's very nice. So you don't have to worry about it messing up your makeup. One tip too, if you've already put mascara on, is don't like clench your eyes shut. Just lightly close them when you do the setting mist. Oh, it smells so good. These products do have a faint scent of coconut, so if you don't like that, I wouldn't recommend them. And if you want to hit a little bit with a little bit more highlight now, you can after your setting mist dries a little bit. That is one tip as well to get a more intense highlight. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more here to the top of my cheeks. Got a little texture there. Cool, 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 cool. So that is all for this everyday makeup tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys learned something today and enjoyed the video. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and want to see more tutorials, and let me know in the comments down below if I used one of your favorite makeup products, or if you have a suggestion for what I should try out next. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.